Hello and welcome back to the Puncher's Chance podcast, and welcome to the preview show. We're going to be talking about next weekend's fights. That's Lauren Price, Tasha Jonas in the Royal Albert Hall, and the rest of that all-female card, as well as Hallam Eubank fighting on Channel 5. Lots of great boxing, but let us know first of all, what do you guys think of women's boxing? Do you enjoy it? Do you think it's different, better, worse than the men's sport? So let us know that down in the comments before we kick into it. And just as every week, straight into the action, Tasha Jonas, Lauren Price, Tasha Jonas, whichever way you want to say it. It's a good fight, innit?
What a fight.
Oh, I can't wait to be ringside to watch it.
I'm jealous. I am jealous.
Had to say that. How long are we? Like a minute into it?
Absolutely shoehorn that in. Yeah. A minute, bro. It's like 4 seconds. It's a great fight, and it's a great card as well. I think there was a little bit of kind of concerns, I think, about how the card was going to come together after that first presser. They hadn't got many concrete plans, but it has come together really nicely now, hasn't it?
Yeah,
great card.
Some really decent fights. I think compared to when we went up to that first press conference to now, there seems to be a bit of sort of needle between the two of them growing, like week by week. The closer we sort of get to fight week, I think it'd be interesting to see what they're both like this week with each other.
Yeah.
Because there's obviously a lot of respect there between the two of them, but it's a massive fight for the both of them. And they're both very confident that they can get the best of each other. So it's going to be a good watch, I think.
When away for Jonas, this is a rematch from the amateurs. You know, apparently, according to her, they box in the World Championship, if I'm right. But according to Lauren Price, that was Becky Price. No, it was a great fight, great main event. Obviously, both of them fought out up in Liverpool last time out. Both got stoppage wins. Lauren Price looked very impressive against her opponent. Ben was there as well on that night. But yes, Friday night, I think this is going to be an incredible fight. And this could be the fight that Lauren Price needs now to really push herself on in her career. And, you know, Tasha Jonas, she's been around the block. She's been and fought everyone. But I think this could be the end of the road for her on Friday. I've had my words before with Terry Harper saying that this could be the end for her. Look what's happening with her now. But I really think Lauren Price is something special. Not being Welsh biased here, but I think this could be the end for Tasha Jonas on Friday night in her professional career.
Yeah, I mean, she's called the retirement a few times now, hasn't she? And she's not.
Joe Gallagher said he doesn't want her to be carrying on fighting because of how long they've waited for this fight. And that's another thing. We've been starved of this fight for a long time. We've been promised it. And now we're finally getting it, I think, potentially maybe 4 months too late.
Maybe, but I don't think that's going to make a huge amount of difference. I think the important thing is that we're getting it, and it is a good card, and also it's not often in the women's division because they haven't got that kind of the same depth of fighters that the male divisions do, that you kind of have fights set up for each other afterwards. And this one you really do. The winner of this fights the winner of Sandy Ryan, Michaela Meyer, for undisputed. That's a brilliant fight. That is a brilliant fight, and so. This one almost unlocks a door for whoever wins this one. And if Tasha Jonas does come through this and win this one, then she's probably not going to be thinking, I'm going to hang up the gloves. She's thinking, I'm going to have another roll of the dice, possibly against Michaela Meyer, who she's already beat, according to the judges' scorecards. It was obviously a controversial one. Or against Sandy Ryan for undisputed. That's not an opportunity that you turn down, is it? So that's exciting. It's something to look forward to. Not only is this a great fight, but it sets up a great fight next, after a great fight that's happening over in the States again, I think.
Yeah. When is that happening soon? Have they even
It's got to be relatively soon, but it's been announced, hasn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure it's in April.
Yeah, quite possibly. But
hopefully there's no paint involved in that rematch.
Yeah. So with the fight, you've obviously said that you think that Lauren Price is going to beat Jonas. And obviously we'll save the proper predictions till the end, but is it going to be convincing? Is it going to be
Lauren
stoppage? Is she going to drop around?
Lauren Price hasn't lost a round as a professional yet. I do predict that that's probably going to end on Friday night because obviously Tasha Jonas is a step up from previous opponents that Lauren Price has been in there with. But I just think Lauren Price is a special talent and she's stepping up a level, yes, to fight someone like Jonas. But I think once we get in there and the first 2 or 3 rounds is done, I think we're going to realise how special Lauren Price is and how good she is as a boxer, and she's got big things coming in the future. And I just think this fight for her is the sort of fight where she announces herself to everyone and saying, I am the real deal and I've got it. I've just beaten one of the best in the division. I do think convincingly as well. I think a wide decision could be on the cards. I've said all of this now. Mark my words, it won't happen now on Friday night. But no, I'm excited for her. Really excited.
But should Lauren have got through that McCaskill fight without dropping around? McCaskill's was a world champion in her own right.
Yeah.
Multiple times, held multiple belts. It was not a fight that she should have got through as comfortably as she has. So, is it obscene to say that she could possibly do it again? Because she is that good.
I wouldn't be surprised.
She could, but I think Natasha Jonas is the type of fighter I think that will nick rounds. She's massively experienced now, and Lauren's even said herself that she feels this is the toughest test that she's going to have so far in her professional career.
Tasha Jonas doesn't think that as well, though.
Yeah,
Tasha Jonas has said
Jonas
Lauren
thinks
Price
that she's had harder fights.
Which, in fairness, on paper, she probably has. Whether
the
that
Michaela Mayer won, but
yeah,
like
she didn't win.
Like
that,
I've
though,
said
did she?
before, I think Mayer won. I think Mayer should still be undefeated. I don't think the 2 losses she's got on her record, I don't think she lost either of those fights, and I still think the best fight you can make a welterweight now is Lauren Price and Michaela Mayer.
Yeah, I do agree. I think that's a brilliant fight. But you can't argue with Tasha Jonas's resume. It's strong. Michaela Mayer, like you've mentioned. Let me just look else on there. There's Terry Harper. There's Katie Taylor. She's fought pretty much the best in the division in women's boxing, and she's fought most of them.
And experience plays a big part as well, especially when you're in big moments like this. Like it is the biggest fight professionally of Lauren's career, but I think that the thing that also helps her slightly, which I always like when she discusses it, is the fact that when she won the Olympic gold medal, she felt like that was her pinnacle. So, go into a professional career, she doesn't feel maybe as much pressure as she did in that moment. So
yeah, she's already done the best.
She's already achieved what she wanted
I was
to.
shocked
So
when did I ask her that at the workouts? I said to her, "What would this mean more than winning a gold?" And she said no.
Yeah,
I was really shocked when she answered me and said that.
I wonder if going undisputed in Cardiff or something like that would. But maybe be a better moment.
There's an obvious pressure there still, and she's gonna want to become undisputed, and she believes she can. But I think there's pressure on both of them, because if Natasha loses on Friday night, then it's probably the time where she calls her a day, because I don't see where she goes from there. But
is that almost a?
But it's also a fire under you then to go, if I win, I prove a lot of people wrong.
Yeah.
And I've got a shot at being undisputed a welterweight. And I don't want to discredit her, because she was like she's led the way for. If it weren't for someone like Natasha Jonas, we wouldn't maybe not have a Lauren Price.
No, definitely. Yeah.
So, nickname's Miss QB, ain't it? So
yeah, she was the first, and yeah, like you say, we as boxing fans and as female boxers, they have a lot to thank her for. Yeah. She's one of the first to kind of pave the way. But I do feel like the way has been paved for Lauren Price to come through, and then this is her opportunity now to take the baton.
I feel
like
it's just the right time for her. Innit? Even a younger Natasha Jonas maybe might have been an even tougher test, but I still feel like Lauren is more than capable of getting the win Friday night.
Yeah, absolutely. And then elsewhere on the card, you've got Caroline Dubois fighting Bomi Ray Shin, who I can't lie, I don't know much about. But Caroline Dubois is an exciting fighter. I know she's got that draw on her record now, which I'm sure will irritate her.
That was the thing that shocked me, and then obviously you remember why it was a draw.
Yeah. I think she's gonna come into this fight with a point to prove.
Yeah.
And she's going to win that one outright, and I think it will be a dominant performance from her.
It's interesting that some people think that she's ducking certain opponents as well.
Which she's not, is she? I don't think.
She's just fighting he's put in front of her, though, ain't she?
Well, they offered Terry Harper the fight, I believe, and Terry Harper's turned it down for another opportunity, and I don't blame her for that.
She's fighting in her hometown in a stadium, ain't she?
You can choose who you fight. So fair enough to her, but I don't think Caroline Dubois is ducking anyone. I think they might be picking her opponent smarter. They don't need to rush straight into the top of the division. But she's a very good fighter, and I think probably the best fighter in her division. I think we're just yet to see that, and I think it's something that we will just see over the next 3-4 fights, that we confirm that she is probably the best in her division.
Yeah,
and deservingly so.
She's got a confidence about her as well.
Yeah, definitely. She
believes in her own ability. So
in the same way her brother does.
Yeah. They've both sort of come out of their shells together in a way. I think Caroline's always sort of been she's had a bit more of a sort of personality. She's been, but I think she's always brilliant to watch, and there's some really good fights you could make for that division as well. Even like Turhan, who got that massive knockout win last weekend.
Yeah.
Like she can punch.
Yeah.
And like her and Dubois together could make for a really good fight to watch.
Yeah, 2 punches. And if not, you've got the Terry Harper fight.
Beatrice Ferreira as well.
Ferreira. You've got someone like Rhiannon Dixon as well that I'm sure will come back and pick up some titles in the future. So there's great fights to be made there. And hopefully we'll see them. Karriss Artingstall, Raven Chapman. Still hasn't been confirmed whether that's a British title fight just yet.
It is.
It is it? They've not updated it on BoxRec.
I'm sure they mentioned on Sky the other week that they've confirmed it.
I think they said that there's no reason why they wouldn't, but I didn't know. It should be.
That's a brilliant fight again.
It's such a good fight, and it was one we talked when we kind of knew that Karriss was almost certainly going to be on the card. We were on the train talking about who we thought it was going to be and maybe who they'll match her up against, and I'm going to be honest, Raven Chapman didn't cross my mind at any point because I just didn't think it was a fight that would get made. And then when I saw it, I was like, of course, that's such a good fight. Why wouldn't they make that fight?
It's brave for Chapman as well, obviously coming off the back of a loss already to jump straight back in there against another fighter who's undefeated shows that like she's willing to roll the dice and take some risks. But big fight for both of them. Like I'm pretty sure they've got it set for British title, but if not, hopefully they do mention at some point this week that they've got it sorted.
Yeah, Sky Sports is saying 9th of February that it should be.
Yeah,
So,
they said it should be, but I don't think they've guaranteed confirmed that it is just yet. But either way, with or without a title, it's a great fight, isn't it? It really is a great fight. And one to look forward to elsewhere on the card as well. Cindy Ngamba making a pro debut at middleweight against EBU European champion.
Brilliant story. A really interesting interview. Chatted, I think.
Yeah, I did an interview with her.
Really good interview you had.
But
with
yeah,
her.
she's got a brilliant story with the refugee team and Olympic bronze medalist in 2024, and she seems like she's going to be really, really special. I think she's the kind of what I call this kind of new generation of women's boxing, which have grown up on boxing. They haven't picked up boxing late. They've grown up on boxing, and there's a real crop of talent coming through, a number of which are on this card. And I think, albeit she's fighting a European champion in her first fight, which is an impressive thing at the best of times, I think she'll come through it fine.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching her, to be honest with you. I haven't seen too much of a sort of amateur background, but yeah, it's a big step to take, and you're on a big card as well, big show. Like in terms of women's boxing, it'd be, I'm sure it's going to be a special night for her.
Yeah, I get the sense as well. She suits the pro game a little bit more than she did the amateur. So I think it will be a good performance. And then another fighter that we said, that kind of young generation of fighters, Fran Hennessy.
I'm glad they got her on the card.
Yeah, it would have been such a shame for that to fall through. It's a shame it's not a better fight than it is for her, because I think she is ready to kick on, and it's kind of another opponent that you expect her to beat, which I think she'll be disappointed with. But she is very good, isn't she?
Yeah, she's brilliant to watch, and she's a character as well. She's a sellable asset for boxer.
Yeah, she sells herself well. And
Great
she talks
ring
well.
walk, yeah.
All of that good stuff.
So brilliant. And Chloe Watson as well in the European title fight.
Yeah, they snuck that one in pretty recently as well, didn't they?
It's a good night to fight.
And that Yasmina Zapotna, is she the one who beat, was it Nina Hughes, I think, possibly? Or she beat somebody.
Maisie Rose Courtney.
That was the one, Maisie Rose Courtney she beat. So she's no slouch herself. So it's going to be a good card and obviously content to come on that. Elsewhere, I can't believe we missed this. Sean Noakes is main event in the York Hall as well on the 7th of March.
Box Nation card, is it?
Yeah.
Another one on a Friday night.
Yeah, and Ezra Taylor's got a
Why is everyone fighting
TBA.
on Friday night this week?
Yeah, I don't know.
Mental.
I don't know. But yeah, Ezra Taylor's fighting against TBA on
Ezra Taylor, the... what?
Yes.
How we missed this?
Not this again. So
we missed it last week.
For those who
well.
don't know this, we've just come off the front of recording this, and I've said that Michael Conlan's fighting this weekend, and Harry's made me qualify that it's Michael Conlan 3 times. Ezra Taylor, the Ezra Taylor, the one that's name is Ezra, surname Taylor.
Mental.
Calling out Louis Edmondson.
He's not a tough opponent, like you said.
TBA. Yeah, he fights so often. And never loses either, TBA. Never, ever loses in an 8-rounder. So that's a great card. But also we've obviously got the, like I said, Harlem Eubank fighting Tyrone McKenna in
It's a good fight.
Brighton.
in the Brighton Centre on Channel 5, and the return of Mickey Condon as well, which is nice to see. It's nice to see a fight like that come back.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, like, after what's happened with his last few fights, whether we'd see him back in the ring, but would you think his level is now? Where'd he go?
I don't think he reaches the heights that he had in the past, and something in that makes me say maybe it's time to hang up the gloves if you're not going to touch those. But that's easy for me to say. I think as a fighter, when you're ready, and if you don't feel ready yet, then who am I to tell you to do what to do? I think it's a fight he should be winning anyway. So, he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter, and he's had some good wins in his career. So I think it'll be an exciting one.
Yeah, it's another good card. Busy Friday night.
Yeah, definitely. It's annoying though. You just like, why don't you not just put it on a
do Friday,
Saturday?
Sunday.
It would be nice as well. On that card as well, you got Tom Welland, obviously recently
Really good fight there.
headline that top tier show you were at, and Lucas Ruhrig 2-0. He's I put him in my top 5 British prospects for the year.
What's so special about him then that put him?
He has beaten 2 fighters at a level you wouldn't expect him to fight in his first 2 fights. He's managed by George Groves, and he's an exciting fighter. I think he's just a good talent fighter. He's getting busy this year, and he's going to have a good 2025. That's why.
I like it.
Something along those lines is what I put in the.
It's just another busy weekend, ain't it? But it just seems like it's a busy Friday night this weekend.
Yeah, I don't mind that though, because then I can, I can have a nice busy Friday and then relax the rest of the weekend. Don't mind it. I think we should jump into the predictions straight off the bat. Go a little bit earlier in the thing. We might have a bit of a talk at the end, so don't click off just yet. Plenty of good stuff to come. Stick around till the end.
Who won last weekend?
Me.
Was it? Yeah.
Me. I was top 10 in the world on the Boxing News app for the predictions. So hoping to build on that. I think we're probably going to have a similar fighters on this next predictions for the Lauren Price card. I keep calling it the Lauren Price card. Technically, it's the Tasha Jonas. Are they not on there?
No. Oh, no, it is.
So I think it will come down to how it's won more so than who wins it. First off, Cindy Ngamba versus Kirsty Bavington at middleweight. We'll start with you, Harry. Who are you going to go for on this one?
So I clapped last week that Ben actually took a while to make one of his predictions, so I'm going to not rush and just check something before I say it.
Mate, it's not like we've got viewers wanting to enjoy
Cindy Ngamba late stoppage.
Wow.
Stoppage?
It's a 10-rounder,
Yeah.
so she's got plenty of time to work in. What are you going for, Ben?
I've gone Ngamba points decision.
I've gone for the same. Karriss Artingstall, Raven Chapman, featherweight 10-rounder. Should be a British title fight, hopefully. It's going to be a good fight, I think. Ben, who are you going for in this one?
I've gone for Artingstall on a decision.
I've gone for Chapman on a decision. I think she's going to come through this guy fight, a better fighter, and I think she's going to win this one. What about you, Harry?
Give him half away.
Chapman decision. Yeah. Sorry, Karriss.
And then Caroline Dubois, welterweight. This one's saying welterweight. She's not a welterweight, she's a lightweight. That's wrong on the Boxing News app. Sort yourselves out.
You work for him.
Lightweight, 10-rounder. I'm going to go for a Caroline Dubois stoppage. I think she's going to stop her.
Yeah. Same.
Dubois stoppage for me as well.
Wow, this is exciting. And then Tasha Jonas, Lauren Price. That is welterweight, and that is 10 rounds for some belts. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's IBO, WBA, IBF and Ring Magazine, I think it is.
Yeah, I think
Sounds about right.
And
lot of belts.
WBC and WBO is Sandy Ryan and Michaela Maya, I believe. Tasha Jonas, Lauren Price. Who are you going for, Harry?
Lauren Price decision.
Fair enough. What about you, Ben?
Comfortable.
I've gone Lauren Price by stoppage.
Ooh, wow. I like it.
It's going to get heated
I like
this
it.
week then.
What round are you going in for that?
Late.
Within 6.
Within 6.
Within 6.
Wow.
That's big. I like that. I've gone for a Price decision. So we're definitely going to have a winner this week. It's going to be tight. It's going to be difficult. And I don't know why I'm sneezing this week.
Load of ball.
Just allergic to good fights.
Yeah.
I just think it's going to be a close one. It's going to be an enjoyable one to watch on Sky, and presumably it's not on a pay-per-view or anything, so it's free to watch.
Happy
Looking
days.
forward to it. That's the best bit about it. You don't have to pay extra to watch it.
Yeah, or you don't have to.
They just need to make sure they carry on the hype afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, they had the all-female card in 2018 with Savannah Marshall and
just, push them.
your favourite fighter.
What, Katie Taylor fought it? Yeah, Clarissa Shields, obviously, yeah.
But
That's a
they
swear
did-
word on
af-
this channel now.
Yeah.
After that, they didn't really sort of keep going with the momentum they had. So hopefully,
And hopefully
from this,
Boxer remember that there's an arena in Cardiff that they can
It's true.
fill out.
I do think,
Fill on.
though, to a degree,
stadium fight.
by making an all-female card as a thing, if you do it too often,
Yeah, you don't want to make
it almost devalues the product, and it kind of makes it a novelty.
Yeah.
And I think that's not what women's boxing is trying to do. It's not trying to be a novelty. It's just trying to be boxing. You're trying to have boxing, whether that's male or female.
Yeah, I'm not saying like let's get a female card on every other month or whatever. Just in terms of like how many cards have we seen over the last few weeks that have had no female fights on?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what. Yeah, I think that's what's best is that when you look at this, you go right. Okay, so our next card will have Cindy Ngamba and Fran Hennessy on it. The one after that is going to be main evented by Tasha Jonas or Lauren Price. The one and you kind of, because there are so many great fights out there. We talk about last year when we looked at the fights of the year. Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor was one of the fights of the year, undoubtedly. I question anyone to watch that fight and not enjoy it.
Sandy Ryan Mayer, first time round as well.
Yeah,
and they're
another
doing
great
it again
fight.
in Vegas in April. So
There's been so many good fights that I just, as a boxing fan, I just think you can't not enjoy that.
Yeah.
If you like boxing, there's no way that you don't enjoy that fight because they are good fights. So I hope that they kick on. And like we said, we've also got Terry Harper's got
a huge fight.
a huge fight main eventing in Doncaster. So that's going to be great. And fair play to GBM for what they're able to do. That is some card for they're not small hall anymore, are they? We keep kind of them and top tier we put under this kind of small hall umbrella with inverted commas.
But like Adam Smith said, didn't he, in your interview?
Yeah. We need to get rid of those inverted commas and the small hall because they're doing it proper and they're doing it on the zone and they're doing it in a stadium. It's fair play to them.
Unbelievable. Trying to think, is there anything else we need to talk about now?
I don't think so. I feel like it feels like a Sunday morning after a heavy night out. I feel like I've had a lot with that Eubank Ben and all of that. Like I feel almost I've got a boxing hangover right now, and I'm on the come down. So I've got two options, which is kind of see it out, watch some football, watch Leeds lose and throw away the title or something like that, or hair of the dog and you just get right back into it. Straight onto a big fight night this week. I think we've got some midweek fight nights this week as well elsewhere in the world. I saw there's just
Keith
lots.
Thurman's fighting on the Wednesday night, didn't he?
Yeah. In
We would have already thought that.
was that last night or next Wednesday? As this
The
comes out.
12th it is, so it'd be next
Wednesday. Okay, so yeah, there's plenty
So
of
we've
good
still got that
stuff.
to look forward to.
Plenty of good stuff coming up. So let us know what you're looking forward to most. There's one fight or one fight card you're looking forward to most. What about you boys? Got one in mind? One fight?
Coming up.
Whittaker Cameron. I
Ooh,
can't wait for
good
that
shout.
card up in Birmingham.
What about you,
That's-
bud?
Oh, it's just Eubank Ben for me. After
Eubank
seeing
Ben.
that last week, it's made me even more excited for it.
Apart from that, though, because that was my one, but I wanted to be a little bit different.
Leewood Kachachi's mine. I think that's going to be an unbelievable
Oh
fight.
yes, on the zone as well.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a brilliant fight.
Another one. Go on. Everyone's going to say Ben Eubank.
Yeah, that's true. I'm looking forward to this weekend. Lauren Price, especially the fact that I'm there ringside watching at Royal Albert Hall. Like, I might never get a chance to watch a
Yeah.
boxing event there.
And you're Welsh, if the viewers or listeners couldn't tell. I know it's kind of subtle.
To be fair, I think since we've started this channel, I don't think I've missed a Lauren Price fight yet.
No, you've done 3 for 3, haven't you? You've done the last 3 in a row. It's good going. Fair enough to you. It's almost approaching a year since the McCaskill fight card, isn't it? That would have been midway through this month.
May.
Mid to end of this month. Oh, is it May?
May.
May it wasn't.
So
You
just
don't
keep
remember
saying
walking
eventually,
around
oh,
Cardiff absolutely sweating conkers that day?
Of course. So we
It was
got
boiling.
months left.
Yeah.
2 months.
So we've still got time for that to come around in May. Get the rematch.
Yeah, why not? Why
Hopefully
not?
tomorrow
Get
night
in Cardiff
is
City Stadium, her and Cordina together.
Ooh, that's the dream. That's the dream.
get Shakur Stevenson over as well. Actually get that on. Yeah.
Why not? Why not? Thank you all for listening. I think that just about wraps it up for another week. Follow us on all our socials and stuff. The TikTok's got lots of great content at the moment. Some of the stuff that is exclusive to TikTok exclusive. So if you're following us anywhere, follow us there. Also follow us on YouTube because, that's where all the good stuff happens. And while you're at it, just, follow everywhere. All that good stuff. Thank you all for listening and we'll catch you all next week.
Punches chance. Puncher's Chance podcast.